Okay, oops, Judy wants to get in. All right, I think we're recording. And hi, Judy, how are you? Hopefully you can hear me. Says that she's connecting, so I'll wait for her, make sure that she can hear, and then we'll get going. There she is. Can you hear me, Judy? I'm going to take that as a yes, and she can watch the playback if need to. All right, so number one, I want to thank you guys so much for helping out with this. We do have about, hopefully, I'm hoping, we have about 35 people who offered to help and kind of be our sales people. And I know I was a little vague in what exactly we're doing, but what we're going to be doing is selling gourmet popcorn. Unfortunately, I know a couple of you hopped on late. I was saying that unfortunately, we're not sure if we're going to be able to have Brody's Buddy Ride this year. And as you all know, that's our main way of raising funds for the Brody Savicki Foundation. And even though we didn't have the ride last year, and we may not be able to have it this year, that doesn't mean that all of the work we do stops. But unfortunately, because we didn't have our ride last year, our funds are definitely low. And we want to be able to continue to do what we do. So my friend actually has done this fundraiser 2 years in a row. And last year they raised $8,000. This year they raised $11,000. And I spoke with, the guy in charge yesterday. I had a meeting with him, and he has really high hopes for us. He actually shared with me a couple of screenshots of different organizations. So a lot of people do this for sporting events. They're just getting into nonprofits this year, but they have had, teams around our size, and they've sold about $200,000 worth of popcorn, and 50% goes to the organization. So I have huge high hopes for us. It is a lot of popcorn. And the great thing is, he was telling me that they do not have a warehouse full of popcorn. Okay. Also, I want to back up for a minute here. I do have samples getting shipped to my dad's house, so that anybody who wants a sample can actually, like, my brother will distribute it. So Marston and Megan, maybe my brother can stick it in the mail for you guys. But for the rest of you, you can either pick it up at my dad's, who lives in Clinton, or maybe my brother can drop it off if he has a job. He's in the car all the time anyway, and he did offer to do that. But so the popcorn is made to order. No, there's no warehouse full of bags of popcorn that's going to come stale or anything like that. So that we kind of all know and can say, like, we've tasted this, it's amazing. And not only is it amazing, but you're supporting a great foundation with your purchase. So like I said, my goal really, I would love it if we could raise $10,000. And I feel like if my friends can do it, we can do it too. Especially since, everyone who has volunteered for the most part does have a little connection with Brody and can speak. You all pretty much know what we do for, like, Megan. There's some of you that this is being recorded, so I will give a little brief summarization of what we do. So when we raise money, we support families. We support our local families with Down syndrome financially in regards to, like, legal fees. If kids are, families are fighting to get their kids into school, it's a big struggle for a lot of districts as far as inclusion goes. And sometimes they do need to get attorneys involved to fight for what their kids deserve. And a lot of families just can't afford that. We have firsthand experience with how expensive a hospital stay is. Not just the hospital stay for our kids. A lot of our kids are born with underlying health concerns or and health concerns that they deal with for their entire life. And so we like to help them cover some of the costs for that, whether that be hospital stays or hotel stays or food or gas or tolls or even parking garage fees. It's just the costs add up. We also like to do, we give away scholarships every year. June is coming. Seniors are going to be graduating. If there's someone graduating with Down syndrome, we like to give them a scholarship. Otherwise, the scholarships go to students who are going into a field of academics where they are going to, in the end, their services are going to be able to benefit people with Down syndrome, whether that be, they're going to go on to be a therapist or a special ed teacher, or whatever have it. And there's also, we give out 2 scholarships, and the other one goes to a deserving student who has really taken someone with special needs under their wings. I feel like I'm gonna cry. A student with special needs under their wings and really kind of been their buddy throughout school, because that's so important. So some other fun things we do, which unfortunately we couldn't do last year, or this year, but we really hope, and we have high hopes next year that we're going to be able to do this again. But for, I think it's been like the past maybe 6 years, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, I guess, Mary, maybe you can, refresh my memory, but we have a huge event on March 21st, because March 21st is World Down Syndrome Day. People with Down syndrome have 3 copies of the 21st chromosome, which is where World Down Syndrome Day came from. So people all over the world celebrate people with Down syndrome on March 21st. And we with Brody Foundation, we have a huge celebration at, everybody gets dressed up and all fancied up, and all of our local friends with Down syndrome and their families are invited to come to this event. And our foundation pays for the individual with Down syndrome, and then 2 or 3 adults or other people that come with them. And it's a great time for everyone. And lastly, we like to do giveaways throughout the year. iPads are one of our big giveaways that we do, because our kids really benefit as far as communication and learning, education goes with an iPad. So we give out a bunch of iPads, and we also here and there have other fun events throughout the year. We usually have a fun fall event at our family farm. We have a hayride and cider and donuts, and it's a great time. So by the end of the year, usually our money is just gone. So here we are looking for ways to raise money again this year. So like I was saying, our goal for this year, I would love it if we could raise $10,000. You all can, I'm setting a goal for every person, every volunteer or salesperson. So that's what they kind of are calling you guys, our salespeople. Of $1,000. If you can reach $1,000 in sales, great, but just do your best, because like I was telling Marcin, any bit helps, right? So any little bit helps. So it's really, really simple. First off, I want to say the event or the fundraising is going to take place for just 4 days in March, centered around World Down Syndrome Day. Okay. It's going to start on March 19th. So it'll be the 19th, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Let me make sure that I did that. I think that's it. I just downloaded the app and set it up last night, and I'm pretty positive that's what I did. So this kind of creates some urgency, right? So if people well, go ahead, Marcin.
19th through the 27th, you said?
Nope, 19th through the 23rd. Let me make sure those are the dates, but you'll see it on your because you're going to go ahead and download the app. I'm going to give you all the instructions on how to do it. Yeah, we'll begin on Friday, March 19th, and we'll end on March 23rd. Okay, so it starts at midnight on the 19th and ends at midnight on the 23rd. And okay, so again, I'm saying, so we're gonna be chit-chatting and talking up World Down Syndrome Day a few days before and the day after. So it'll be open for a couple days after for anybody who couldn't get in on those few days. But this kind of creates urgency. They only have a few days to make their purchase in High Rock. And I also want to let you know that if there are people who, your friends and family who are not popcorn eaters, or they don't want to buy popcorn, there is going to be a link on your within your link, which I'll explain, but where people can either just make a donation to the foundation, or they can buy popcorn and it will be donated to first responders. So it doesn't have to, they don't have to be popcorn lovers to do that, to be able to donate. Okay. Also, if you guys know anyone, outside, this is open to anyone anywhere can join our little team. Okay. So if you have friends or family or kids who are in college and they're out of state or they're out of the area, and they would like to participate in this, they can also be a salesperson, and you can share this video with them. I'm also going to have some instructions in text on how they, what they need to do. But obviously, like our slogan says with Brody's Buddy Ride, more is better. So feel free to, you don't have to be in New York to participate in this. So a couple of things that I want to mention. Obviously, people can feel safe participating in this. This is no touch. Okay, they're going to order from your link. Their popcorn is going to get sent directly to their house. It's never touching your hands. You're not collecting money. They're going to go ahead and pay right on the link that you send them, and it will get sent right to their house. Again, the popcorn is all made fresh and ready to order. No warehouse is full of popcorn. There's no fees or anything involved in any of this other than, whoever purchases from you obviously is also shipping. They have to pay shipping also, but we don't have any minimums. We don't have any fees. So 50% of what we sell goes directly to the Brody Savicki Foundation. Okay. All right. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to go to regardless of whatever kind of phone you have, you're going to download an app. I'm going to put this, I'll email this to those of you who are not on Facebook, and I'll also stick it in our messenger as well. But you're going to download the app called Double Good. Okay. It's called Double Good. So
using
first
the
thing,
using the word
yep.
double.
Yep.
Okay.
So DOUBLE and then good. So two different words. Double Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the
Just wanna
name
make
of the
sure.
popcorn company?
Yep. It's called Double Good Popcorn. Yep. So whether you have an iPhone or a Google phone or Android, whatever you have, it's in the App Store. So you're going to download. Go ahead, Mary.
Oh, I was just, an iPad would work too, right?
Yep. Anything. As long as there's an App Store there, you can download the app. Yep.
So we only have to download it, but the customers don't, right?
Nope, because you only the salespeople are going to download the app.
Now,
Yep.
how much is a bag of popcorn, and what kinds do they have? Is it just one kind, one size, one flavor? What?
Honestly, I actually just emailed him and asked him. I said, I totally forgot to ask you this yesterday. And I did forget to ask him. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 different flavors. Yeah, no, actually there's 16 different flavors. Yep, 16 different flavors. But I do not know the cost. I do think that it is, I think it's around $30 per bag. I'm not sure how big the bag is. But again, if you have any cost objections, be sure to tell your friends and family, number one, where their donation, where it's going to. And number two, that this is not coming from a warehouse. It is made to order. It's fresh, and hopefully you're going to have some in your hands, and you're going to be able to give some firsthand testimonials as to, that this is great popcorn that they're purchasing. And again, if they don't want to spend that much and they say, you know what, I can't afford that, a $5 or $10 donation through your link would be amazing for us. Okay.
Is there a difference? Like if you don't, if I decide to just donate money, does the 100% of the money go towards you? If I donate it through the link, whatever the link you sent?
I'm pretty positive that 50% of it will go to us, just like the popcorn.
50%. So regardless of whether I buy popcorn or not, you only get 50% of it.
I'm assuming that that's it. But I am going to ask, just like I asked for the cost. So cost, which I already asked him, of popcorn. Let me see if he has a. No, he didn't give me a phone number. The cost of the popcorn and percent of donation.
So if someone's going to donate money, wouldn't it make more sense to send directly to you rather than do it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it does, honestly. And so if that is the case, I will also put it in text, but they can just go right to our website, which is brodysbuddyride.org. And there is a donate button on there, and they can
And
donate. What's that?
And that goes directly to you, the 100%?
That goes directly to us. Yep. I'm only saying that I'm assuming that 50% goes to them because obviously they still want to make money. You know what I mean? The company wants to make money. And
I'd rather donate to you than do that.
I know, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I was going to say that in the beginning, that you could share our website, and I guess I would rather do that also, but I didn't want to sound whatever. But I'm glad we're all on the same page. Okay. So you're going to go ahead and download that app, and then within the app, you're going to there's going to be a link there that says create your own pop-up store. Okay. So you're going to go ahead. It's very easy. So you're going to create your own pop-up store. Again, customers do not download the app. I have the date and time. Okay, so you're going to want to write this down. Okay, when you create your own pop-up. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm an overachiever. I already went ahead. I downloaded it. I put all my information in. It's saying enter an event code.
Yep. So that's what I was going to tell you. So you want to write this code down.
Okay.
It's G as in giraffe, W as in William, C as in Christine, V as in Victor, M as in Mary, T as in Tom.
Now, did
All
you say
lowercase?
N is M or N?
M as in Mary.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So G, W, C as in cat, V as in Victor, M as in Mary, T as in Tom. The first
All
letter
lowercase?
is G as in yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So Sarah, since you're doing it,
Yeah.
you can just verify for me if you run into any issues. So you're going to enter that code. So, okay, and tell me if you're at this part yet, Sarah. So you'll see a picture. You should see a little spot on there where you can download a picture. So if you have a picture of yourself and Brody, that would probably be great. Otherwise, I will email a picture of Brody. I will email you a picture of I'll send a picture of our logo. I may even put together like a 20-second video of, I don't know, that sounds easier than it is, because for me, that will take me hours to do, only because I can't make decisions on what pictures I want to include or whatever. So I'm not sure that I'll actually send a video, but posting a picture there obviously makes it personalizes it. Okay. And it actually will not let you move ahead to the next step without uploading a picture. So Sarah, I'm sure you have plenty of pictures. So why don't you can, are you going to do that now and move ahead or not? You want to do
Oh,
that
it'll
later?
take me forever to look for one I want.
Okay.
So. Here.
All right. So
could you email a picture of Brody? Could you
Sure.
email a picture of Brody? Because I don't have one.
yeah, yep, I definitely will.
Or if you have one on the website, I can pull up with it.
Okay, I'll send you a more current picture of him. I'll email it to you. Also, I'm going to email you guys just a little description. You don't have to come up with your own description, but underneath the picture, it says description. So I'll send you a description of what we're doing, what this is for. All right. Okay. So what you want to do, it's really important that you build your store before the launch. So again, the launch is going to be starts on March 19th. That is what I said, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, March 19th. So you want to, and as you can see, Sarah's doing it now. It only takes a couple of minutes. So build your store before we launch, just in case you run into any issues. And so then immediately, once you start sharing, you can't share, it's not going to be open. So it's not like you can create your store and then share your link today. They won't be able to purchase until midnight on March 19th. So I don't want you to waste any time.
Build a store and then you send the links to people. They can make the purchases directly on their own link.
On the link that you send them. Yep.
Yeah.
So
yes. Okay.
yeah. So once you create your store within the app, that you're going to have your own link and with your own picture. And Mary, I honestly, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of families that are participating. Okay, Megan, thanks so much for joining. I'll definitely share this with you. But what I was saying is, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of families who have jumped on like you have. But if you would rather share a picture of Mary, you can do that. Put a picture, because obviously this is supporting her. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right,
if any of you, it doesn't have to be Brody's picture. It's like, if we had other writers on here, so Bob, Judy, and Marcin, if you were writing in honor of someone else with Down syndrome, if that's who you write for every year, and you want to put their picture, go ahead and put their picture. Okay. Just let's make sure it's someone with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Since we don't donate to everyone with special needs. Go ahead, Mary.
It's just my opinion, but I think that we want the people who are purchasing to believe that that the money is going to Brody's foundation. So I think that's just my opinion. I would put Brody's picture, because I wouldn't want people to be confused that somehow the money was coming back to us because it's going to the nonprofit foundation. That's just my opinion.
No, I totally understand. And I feel like that has been, that's kind of been a struggle of ours over the past 12 years. No matter how many emails I sent out, no matter how much I post on social media, I'd even put articles in our local newspaper after our events, thanking our community. We've been on the news. It's always, and you've been there, Mary, you've been there, Sarah, I stand up and we tell where the money goes. I really feel like there are still people that think that this is a fundraiser for Brody. He's just the face of our mission. He's our inspiration.
Right.
He has never benefited in any way. So I understand that. So I also want to make sure that, if we're going to use a picture of Brody, unless you want to use the logo, whatever it is, that they make sure, your people who are purchasing or donating are aware that this is going to Brody's foundation, not to Brody.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point. So when we build the store before the launch, and we will get a link, then what happens after that?
Yep. So you're just going to send them. So you can share the link however you want, and as you should, whether it be through text messaging, phone calls, emails, or social media. Wherever and everywhere. So for me personally, I have lots of friends and family who are not on social media. So I'm going to be texting it all to them. For people who I'm going to be sharing it on social media, I have lots of people who are not on social media also, but they communicate better via email. So I will be sending this to all of my contacts in whichever way is best for them to receive it. So however,
once they receive it, they can order the popcorn directly themselves, so it gets shipped right to them.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. And if I want to make sure,
because there's a little thing right here, you can't see it. It just says, share your link. And when you tap on it, it just says copy. So you can copy and then probably just paste it wherever you need to, whether it's in an email or a text or on your Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I think that from what he showed me on his screen, I think that there's a little buttons where you can, like the little S for Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, and then email, and then just a regular link. So you can click the link also. So whichever way you prefer. But for people who are involved in all of it, I'm going to be sharing in every way that I can. But
do you think it works better? Do you think it works better to do like a target specific person, do everybody individually, or just send out a blast?
So for email, I'll send out a blast, but for texting, I'm gonna make it more personal and send it, it'll probably be relatively the same message. I'll copy the message and paste it but it won't be a group message. Number one, because people just kind of get irritated with, they don't want everybody's reply in there. And it makes it more personal. So if I might send the exact same message to you and Bob, but I'm going to say, hi, Marcin, versus hi, Bob, you know? So if you're going to do that, obviously make sure that you are careful about changing the name of who you're texting it to. But yeah, I think text messages, for me personally, I'm going to send them out separately. And for emails, I'm going to send a blast out, but I am going to put it, you know, I'll send it to myself and then I'll blind copy everyone else, so that everyone's email addresses are not there showing up. So when you do send it out, and they do make an order, be sure to let them know that it's probably going to take about 20 days for them to get it. Again, because it's made to order. And again, because unfortunately of the time and days that we're living in, our mail system is severely delayed. So I just don't want anyone to be thinking they're going to order and 5 days later they're going to have their popcorn. Okay.
Right. And how will it come? Will it come by the United States Postal Service or by FedEx or?
It's going to come by UPS.
UPS. Okay.
Yep. UPS. Yep. And so when they place their order, they're going to be given, they can use their credit card obviously to pay. I don't think that you can, you know, do an e-check or anything like that. So obviously you need a credit card or debit card.
Okay.
So I think that's it. So the most important thing is obviously download the app. Judy, do you have a question? I see your hand up. I'm gonna look in the chat. Hold on. Nope. Maybe she raised her hand by mistake.
Hi, yeah, I'm sorry, I had to unmute myself.
That's okay.
I have a couple questions, and I tend to overthink things too, but I wondered, number one, why are we limiting the amount of time that we have to sell it? Why not have it a push? And I don't know that everybody, I know I tend to see things once and think I'll get to that, and then I don't, and then I see it a second time, and sometimes then I get to it, you know? I also wondered, why not just one store? Why do we each have individual stores? Why can't we just have like one link and we all share the same link?
Yeah, unfortunately, those aren't questions that I can answer. This is just the way the company does it. I didn't for both of those questions. I did ask about the time frame.
Okay, so they won't give us more than a 4-day window?
Yeah, and I actually tried when I went to set it up, I kept trying to change the end date. And when I changed the end date, it would automatically change the start date.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah. And, you know, they've done their studies and stuff, and they have found they used to have it open for a few weeks or a month. And they found that people, they didn't raise as much money that way because people were forgetting about it. So they found that this just creates a little bit more urgency of people, you know, I don't want to forget to do this. I'm going to do this now, or okay. It's out there for a couple of days. And so that we can remind them for a couple of days, you know, after. Does that make sense? So what we're going to be doing is kind of focusing this around World Down Syndrome Day, but giving them a couple of days ahead to purchase and a couple of days after. So if you want to support Brody's Buddy, you know, the Brody Savicki Foundation in honor of World Down Syndrome Day, this is what we're doing. You have a couple of days to support before, you can support on the day, or you have a couple of days to support afterwards.
Okay.
When is the actual day? The Down Syndrome Day?
So, yep, it's World Down Syndrome Day is on March 21st, 321. Yep. And as far as the links go, I did, when I first, you know, before I had my meeting yesterday, I did kind of assume we were all going to have the same link in the same store, you know, but we all, and I think it's to create, like I was saying, a little bit of personalization so that you can create your own store, and you may have a personal story of your own that you want to share as to why you participate. Why do you participate in supporting Brody's Buddy Reps, the Brody Savicki Foundation every year, right? And you'll have your own picture to go along with that and to share with people. So, and honestly, those are the people who have, the majority of the people who have volunteered either have a connection with our foundation and what we do within the community, or this has just been a great way for people who don't ride to be able to participate and you know, take part in this. So I think that's, you know, personalization. I think that's why we have our own stores.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the main thing is download the app and create your store, you know, ASAP. I will go ahead and send out the pictures and descriptions in case you guys want to use, don't want to use a picture of your own. And the 4-digit code is most important. So I'm actually going to write that down again. Code. Hold on one second. So it's GWCVMT. So that's most important. But nobody needs to know that, you know, other than those of you who are downloading your own store.
That's the event code that you just gave out.
G is in giraffe, W as
Yeah,
in Williams.
yeah.
Oh, you want me to repeat it? Is that what you said?
No. That's, you just repeated it now. There wasn't a different code, right?
No, it wasn't a different code, just in case any of you hadn't written it down or anybody listening to the playback. So it's G as in giraffe, W as in William, C as in cat, V as in Victor, M as in Mary, T as in Tom. And the app again is called Double Good. Double Good. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Any other questions? No?
Thank you.
All right,
Christine.
great.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for your time this
guys.
morning.
No, thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. I truly do. I mean, it takes a village. I mean, we could not do all of the great things that we do every year without the support of our community. So we really, really, really appreciate each and every single one of you, and each and every single dollar that's donated to our foundation every year. It gets put to great use. So I appreciate all your help.
Yes, thank you. You take care. Stay healthy.
Thanks. All right.
All right.
You too,
Bye-bye.
Mary. Okay, guys. All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right. Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.